What's up, guys? My name is Bree, and today we are going to be doing a thrift store book haul. We're going to start off with a little story. The other day I was driving home from work and I was on the phone with my mom, honestly, and stopped at a red light, and I noticed that there was a Salvation Army next to my job that I never knew was there. My mom and I like to go thrift store shopping all the time, so I told her where it was and I'd let her know what I thought. So I pull into the driveway and I look and I see that they are closing at 6 p.m. and I got there about 5:45. That gave me about 15 minutes. So I decided I was gonna run back directly to the book section and see what they had. I don't normally have very good luck at all with books at thrift stores, but today I hit the jackpot. I looked through for maybe 10 minutes. I just scanned the bookshelves and I grabbed what I could find. With just that little bit of 10 minutes, I found 13 books that I grabbed from the shelves and threw in my buggy real quick. There was a sale going on that day. Several of these books were only $1.50, and I could not believe how lucky I got whenever I got to the checkout and I only paid like maybe $20 for all of these books. Several of them are books from series that I want to read or finishing up series that I already have that I don't currently have on my shelf. So here we go. I'm going to go through all these books and I will tell you the author and what they're about to the best of my knowledge, and we'll go from there. They're in no particular order. I just grabbed them from where I put them on my shelf. First book today is The Body Market by Donna Freitas. I think that's how you say it. But it is the sequel to Unplugged. Unplugged and The Body Market are in the Wired series. I'd never heard of this book before, but looking at the cover, I think it looks absolutely fantastic and I had to get it. I didn't read the synopsis whenever I picked it up, but just looking at this cover, it looks like it would be very, very interesting. Skylar has been betrayed by his sister, who's willing to sacrifice Skylar for her own plans, and by Rain, who lied to her about everything. Perhaps worst of all, Skylar and her friends failed to stop the real world's plans for the people who are plugged in. The Body Market is now open for business, and Skylar's best friend is for sale. Shaken by the betrayal of everybody she trusted, Skylar learns there is a price on her head and that a bounty hunter is determined to deliver her to the Body Market. Skylar is through being a pawn in everyone else's game. She may be the only one who can stop what her family started, and she must do it before everyone in the app world runs out of time. So that sounds fantastic, and I cannot wait to find Unplugged and get started in this series. The next book is Renegades by Marissa Meyer. I was so shocked to see this book on the shelf at Salvation Army, and I picked it up the second I saw it. I have been wanting to read this series for quite a while now. The Lunar Chronicles with Cinder and Cress and all of them was one of my favorite series, and this one, anything by Marissa Meyer, I absolutely adore, and I'm so ready to get started on this one. And I have been thinking about picking it up for quite a while now, and for $1.50, you cannot pass this up. Let's see. I'm sure many of you have already read this, but let's find the synopsis and read it. No synopsis, but I'm sure most of you have read this before. I have no idea what it's about, and I like going into books that way. So that way I have no preconceived notions and I can just make my own opinions and thoughts about the books that I'm reading. All right, the next two books that I found are books number 4 and 5 to the Air Chronicles, written by Cinda Williams Chima. Never read anything by her either, but I have seen her floating around here on BookTube, and I honestly can't tell you what else she's written, but these caught my eye on the shelf. The Enchanted Air is book number 4. And The Sorcerer's Heir is book number 5. I'll just read the synopsis on one of these books to save us a little bit of time. They called it the Thornhill Massacre, the brutal attack on a once thriving Ware community. Though Jonah Kinloch lived through it, he did not emerge unscathed like the other survivors. Jonah possesses unique magical gifts that set him apart from members of the mainline guilds. At 17, Jonah has become the deadliest assassin in Nightshade, a network that hunts the undead. Emma Claire Greenwood grew up worlds away. an unschooled, wild child raised by a grandfather who taught her music rather than magic. Her life changes forever the night she finds her grandfather dying, gripping a note warning Emma that she might be in danger. The clue he leaves behind leads Emma into Jonah's life and a shared legacy of secrets and lingered questions. Long synopsis, but honestly, I love anything to do with assassins, thanks to Throne of Glass and Selena. Anything that has an assassin in it, I am down. I don't know if this one follows the same storyline, but just reading the synopsis of this one, I'm in. The next book is also written by Chima, and it is Storm Chaser, and it's part of the Shattered Realms series. I didn't realize that I had 2 series from the same author whenever I picked them up, but this one sounds wonderful as well. A pirate on the run, vagabond seafarer Evan Strangeward can move winds, waves, and weather, but his magical abilities can't protect him forever from the brutal Empress Celestine. If he can't convince the Grey Wolf Queen to take a stand, he knows that the 7 realms will fall and his last sanctuary will be destroyed. Among the dead will be the one person Evan can't stand to lose. Definitely sounds like I'll need to read the first couple books in the series to understand what's going on, but again, pirates, fighting, war, all of that, I love that in a fantasy novel, and I can't wait to get to this one either. I feel like I'm saying I can't wait a lot, and obviously I can't wait to read all of these. I'm gonna try and quit saying that. Broken Throne by Victoria Aveyard. 4th book in the Red Queen series. I believe it's like a novella, but oh my goodness, guys. When I saw this on the shelf, I grabbed it real quick. This one, I believe was full price, but was still only $3. And I've read the first 2 books in the Red Queen series. I have them all up here. I don't know if you can see them, but I've read the first 2, and I need to continue on with the rest of the series in 2020. Delve into the dark and dangerous world of Red Queen with this must-have companion, which includes 3 brand new short stories, as well as extra scenes, maps, family trees, flags, and much more. This masterful collection offers an entirely new look into the beloved characters in the iconic Red Queen series, where no one is as they appear, and the only certainty is betrayal. Look at the inside of this. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm not going to show you too much just to not give it away, but this page is purple. Purple page with purple font, and I am loving it. And there's regular pages and maps. More purple. Love it. The Blood Mirror by Brent Weeks. I've been wanting to read the Lightbringer series for quite a while now. Keeps slipping my mind, and I haven't done it yet. And I found this one. I believe this is book 4 in the Lightbringer series. Look how big it is. Huge. There's an appendix, a glossary. Oh my goodness, this goes on forever. Character list. I love that idea. It looks like I have a lot of characters that I'm gonna have to remember. Let's see, how many pages are in here? 613. Okay, so not as long as I thought. Kingdom of Ash is definitely about 300 pages longer, and I think I could do this. A little intimidating, but I hear wonderful things, and I am going to get, oh, look, number 4, 4th in the series. I love that, having all the information that I need on the book itself. Every light casts a shadow, every shadow hides a secret, every secret holds a truth, every truth bears a legend. When does an empire fall? Looks wonderful, excited. Kingdom of the Blazing Phoenix by Julie C. Dow. This is the 2nd book in the Rise of the Empress series, and I believe it's about the evil queen from Snow White. And I don't know if I've mentioned it here yet, but I am obsessed with Disney. I grew up right outside of Los Angeles, California, and when I was young, my mom and we would go to Disneyland almost every single weekend, and I adored it. And now I try and take my boys at least once a year. Disney is my life. Princess Jade has grown up in exile, hidden away in a monastery, while her stepmother, the ruthless X-Feng, I believe is how you say it, rules as Empress of Fanglu. Wow, I'm gonna have a hard time with these names. But the empire is in distress, and its people are sinking into poverty and despair. Even though Jade doesn't want the crown, She knows she is the only one who can dethrone the Empress and set the world right. Ready to reclaim her place as rightful heir, Jade embarks on a quest to raise the Dragon Lords and defeat Xfeng and the Serpent God once and for all. But will the same darkness that took Xfeng take Jade too, or will she find the strength within to save herself, her friends, and her empire? I know I butchered those names. If you've read this book, let me know down below how to pronounce them. Reading in my head makes it difficult for me to pronounce things out loud whenever I'm not quite sure what they are, and sometimes the way I say these names in all of these books that I've ever read is not even close to what it looks like on the page. Do any of you guys do that too? Make up your own names for these characters that you can't pronounce? Water for Elephants by Sarah Gruen. I didn't even know this was a book. I've seen the movie and I absolutely adored it, but Water for Elephants. Am I just behind, or why did I not know that this was a book? Usually I do my research on things like that, but I never knew that this was a book, and I cannot wait to read it, get all the additional details that they don't put in the movie. Small Steps by Louis Sachar. Also another book that I didn't know was around. I thought the story began and ended with Holes whenever I read it in elementary school and watched the movie. Holes is still a movie that I watch all of the time and that I absolutely adore, and I will never ever get tired of. 2 years after being released from Camp Green Lake, Armpit is home in Austin, Texas, trying to turn his life around. But it's hard when you have a record and everyone expects the worst from you. The only person who believes in Armpit is Ginny, his 10-year-old disabled neighbor. Together, they're learning to take small steps. Armpit seems to be on the right path until X-Ray, a buddy from Camp Green Lake, comes up with a get-rich-quick scheme. X-Ray's money-making plan leads Armpit to a chance encounter with teen pop sensation Kira DeLeon, and suddenly Armpit's life spins out of control. One thing is certain, he'll never be the same again. Not what I expected it to be about, but it's bringing back some characters that I've grown up with and known and loved for quite a long time. I hope this lives up to my idea of what it's going to be. The Eye of Minds by James Dashner. This is the first book in a series called The Mortality Doctrine, and another book I've never heard of, but James Dashner, another one of my favorite authors, The Maze Runner. And I read that series in less than a month. I was obsessed. I watched the movies, not so great, but loved the books. Michael is a gamer, and like most gamers, he spends more time on the Vertnet than in the actual world. The Vertnet offers total mind and body immersion, and it's addictive. Thanks to technology, anyone with the money can experience fantasy worlds, risk their life without the chance of death, or just hang around with Vert friends. And the more hacking skills you have, the more fun. Why bother following the rules when most of them are dumb anyway? But some rules are made for a reason. Some technology is too dangerous to fool with, and recent reports claim that one gamer is going beyond what any gamer has done before. He's holding players hostage inside the Vertnet. The effects are horrific. The hostages have all been declared brain dead, yet the gamer's motives are a mystery. The government knows that to catch a hacker, you need a hacker. And they've been watching Michael. They want him on their team, but the risk is enormous. If he accepts their challenge, Michael will go off the Vertnet grid. There are back alleys and corners in the system human eyes have never seen, and predators he can't even fathom. And there's a possibility that the lines between game and reality will be blurred forever. Kind of sounds like Ready Player One to me. I just finished reading Ready Player One for the first time, watched the movie first, of course, and I came back and read the book and loved it even better than the movie. I think I'm gonna love this. New Moon and Eclipse by Stephanie Meyer. Can't say much more than you already know about these. Wonderful movies, amazing books. Everybody loves to hate on these, but I rebought them to put on my shelf because they're one of those series that I loved so much growing up. Crazy as they seem now, but I'm obsessed. Werewolves, vampires, love, fighting, all of it. Amazing series, regardless of what everybody says. I'm still a fan. Well, that's the end of my thrift store book haul, guys. I plan on going back, and I'm so excited to pick up more books. My shelves are going to be overflowing soon. So excited. Can't wait to get all of these books, and I will keep you updated along the way, let you know which ones are my favorite. Thank you so much for watching. Please come back